Good morning, everyone. Who knows what my first job was? My first unofficial job was working for my Uncle Mike, who was in construction, and I used to go into the houses between each level of the trades and clean out the site before the next trade came in. But that was, as an Italian, all under the table, right? My first tax-paying job, right, where I had to give the man his due. Do you know what it was? Jets Pizza. Tom listens to the homily once in a while, right? Yeah. Jets Pizza. 18 and Ryan. It's still some feedback. Can you just turn down a little bit, Tim? Thanks. 18 and Ryan, Jets Pizza. I was there from 2000-ish, consistently through 2007 or 8-ish, and then it went back even for a summer when I was in the seminary. So long time. And on a normal Friday and Saturday, we would have about 350 or 60 tickets. That's actual orders. That's not pizzas. You could have multiple pizzas on a certain order. We had around 370-ish actual orders on a normal Friday and Saturday. But the busiest day of the year was different. Do you know what the busiest pizza day of the year is? Not Thanksgiving? Nope, not Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Nope, not Super Bowl. Halloween. Halloween is the busiest pizza day of the year by far. On that day, back then, now they do way more business than they did when I was there, but now I'm sure it's around 1,200. But when I was there, we had around 800 to 900 tickets, over double the amount of orders you have on a normal Friday or Saturday. And if you went to 18 and Ryan back during those days, you might be able to remember standing in a long line out the door, around the corner, all the way towards VG's, even sometimes, people coming in. You might have seen me, because I was on the window sometimes making pizzas, right? Who knows? We could have seen each other, didn't even know it. Right? So on those days, especially the busy days, my job, most of the time, was to be on cut. Okay? Cut was, like the name implies, you cut the pizza. You pull it out of the oven, you make sure it's cooked, you make sure it's the correct pizza, matching it to the ticket, make sure it was made correctly, and then you cut the pizza up and pair it with all of the other items, and then take that and put it into the hot box, waiting to be picked up by the customer. And I enjoyed it. It was a good job. Fun at times, too. And I was pretty good at it. Right? I was pretty good at it. In fact, I got pizza from 18 in Rochester about a month ago, and I asked them, cut the pizza into 10 slices. They got a large. If you get Jets now, you realize larges are 8 slices. Because they cut it into 10. They said, we can't do that. I said, why? They said, because it takes too much time to do that for every pizza. I said, hold on. I used to work there. It's like less than a second to make one extra cut with the knife. He said, oh, were you on cut when you were here? I said, yes, I was. I said, you want a job? Some days, maybe, yeah. But yeah, there is some moving to do. And so normally, I enjoyed it. But on Halloween, different. On Halloween, yes, you want to get things right. You want things to get through, but you're not too concerned with customer satisfaction. You're just trying to survive on Halloween. You're just trying to get through the orders. In fact, sometimes the pizzas were coming out of the oven so much I had to stack them up on top of the oven and then one by one line them up on the long table, probably the size of this pew. So you have pizzas lined up all the way. And I would start down here, 2 rows, and cut all the way down, and then come back and cut all the way down. And you had to pair these things then together. you're just trying to get through the day, and it's frustrating because everyone there is going crazy, like their heads are cut off like a chicken. The customers are upset because you have this long line. Frustration. That's not Jesus. That's not Jesus. When we read this gospel, and this gospel fires people up. Lord, will many be saved, or will few be saved? Everyone has lots of opinions. But oftentimes, when you hear Jesus speaking in your mind or hearts, or you're reading the text itself, there's a lot of exclamations in this gospel. Jesus can seem like he's an employee at Jets on Halloween. He's just trying to get through. He's saying, strive to get through the narrow gates. And there's some passion in his voice. There's almost a sense of harshness in what he says. No. Many are going to try, but few will be saved. And it's unlike, it sounds like us, but in reality, it's very much unlike us. When Jesus says this, it's with pity. It's with love. It's with mercy. Many will not be saved. So strive. Strive to enter. It's clearer in the Greek because the languages relate emotions in the Greek language. His heart, as he says this, it's aching. It's an aching heart because he knows the reality. His heart bleeds, in a sense, with empathy. That's why he tells us it. So today, hear Jesus in that tone. Yeah, strive. Keep working hard. Go through the narrow gates. Go through it. Don't stop working. He's not a Jets employee. He's not just trying to get through because he's frustrated with us. Too many people, too many pizzas. I just got to get through these things. No. Today's not justice. Today's mercy. And so I want to close with this, okay? With that background. It's also clear in this text that Jesus is speaking to a Jew. It's one Jew speaking to another Jew. We know that because when the young Jew asks the question, Jesus says, go through the narrow gates, because on the day of judgment, there will be much gnashing and grinding of teeth, because you will look up to heaven and see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Why would a foreigner care about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? They wouldn't. This is clearly to the Jews, this message. And then he goes on further to say, at that day in heaven, people will come from the north and the south, the east and the west, and they will get to heaven before you. And again, he's saying this with empathy and compassion, not with harshness. So what about us? We're not Jewish. But now we are the people of the new covenant. He is saying this now to us because the old covenant has passed away. And he is saying, just because you're Catholic, just because you're baptized or confirmed, just because you come to church on Sunday, just because you give money to the poor or serve the poor, just because you're an altar server or you help out at Mass, does not guarantee your salvation. It does not guarantee it. It's not a box to check. It's not a weight on a scale that cancels out other weights on a scale. keep striving, keep moving, keep working. Don't plateau. That's what Jesus is saying to us today. Don't rest on your laurels. Salvation is not guaranteed, and many who think it is will not get there. So today, let's ask for that grace from our compassionate Lord, from our merciful Lord, not the Lord of justice, but of compassion and mercy. Jesus, give me the grace to never stop striving, to never stop trying to get through the narrow gates, to work hard. That's what will please him, and that's how we'll reach the place where Abraham and Isaac and Jacob are. Amen? Amen. Amen.